In this example, we're going to remind ourselves about the meaning of the demand function, what kind of information it gives you, and how we can get a revenue function from this. So we're given the demand function, little p of q equals 400 minus 2q. And so what we have, the meaning behind this is when q equals blank, the price is, so if I have 100, the price is little p of 100. And one way of interpreting that is if I want to sell 100 items, because that's how many I'm going to make, what should the price I demand my customers pay me? And so that should be the price if I want to sell them 100 items. So in this example, we're asked to find an expression for our revenue. And we're a basic company. We're a one item company. We only make one thing, and this is the demand for it. So revenue, when we only have one thing that we're selling, would be price times number sold. That's our basic idea of what revenue is. And so in this case, the price we get is from our demand function. So this should be P of Q. I'll write this in a different. P of Q times Q. This gives us the price times how many we sell at that price. So for our specific demand function, our revenue is going to be 400 minus 2q times q. This will give us the price. If you change a q, we get a different price based on this. And so if we want to simplify this, we're going to get 400q minus 2q squared as our answer for part A. Then we're asked to find the marginal revenue. Marginal revenue is a fancy name for the derivative of our revenue function. So now that we found a revenue function, we get that that is going to be 400 minus 4q. And then we're also asked to find the marginal revenue when q equals 10. So we're plugging in 10 into here. We're going to get 400 minus 4 times 10 squared. That equals 0. So what does this actually mean? Remember, marginal revenue doesn't mean we have 0 revenue. It means the additional revenue we would get by selling one more. Because of the offset in the price, we would not get any additional revenue. So for part C, compare with the change in total revenue when production changes from 10 to 11 using the revenue function. So if we were to look at, oh, you know what? I made a mistake. This is not that. It's minus 4q. That's why I get 360 is the answer. Sorry about that. So we have 360 is our answer for marginal revenue. And then part C is asking to compare with the actual change. Remember, this estimates the change in revenue when we change from 10 to 11 items. So if we look at the actual revenue, our change in revenue would be revenue of 11 minus revenue of 10. And that's going to be all right. So we calculate using revenue being 400Q minus 2Q squared. We plugged in 11 carefully, get 4158. Plugged in 10 carefully and got 3800. And the difference between them is 358. And so the marginal revenue is pretty close to the actual change in revenue. This was quick, a lot quicker to do, and gave us a pretty decent idea of the change in revenue if we were to change from producing 10 to 11 items.